see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh.
Good morning. I'm just jumping in to do my skincare routine using the products from Synergie Skin, which I've had for a few months now. I initially started with the Enlighten to help with my pigmentation, but I've recently fallen in love with using the Retifol as part of my evening skincare routine. It reduces the appearance of uneven skin tone and sun damage, increases the rate of cell renewal for a more youthful glow, reduces breakouts and congestion by reducing excess oil, and can even stimulate collagen to minimize fine lines and wrinkles. This is such a hero product, and it's been making the biggest difference to the texture and appearance of my skin. So I'm going to leave all of the details in the description box down below. I actually have a really busy day today, so I thought I'd bring you all along for a little bit of a productive day, just ticking all of those items off my to-do list. I actually really want to go to the car wash as well, because when I met up with my client the other day, I looked at my car and I just hadn't even thought about it. And because Jazz and I had been away, it is dirty, and it was so embarrassing. You know, with like things that shouldn't be embarrassing, but they're embarrassing. And I'm like, my car is filthy. And when you're like in a city, you kind of just expect to see clean cars everywhere. And because I'd been away with Jazz and then away with Mum down the peninsula when she was here for Mother's Day, I just did not get the chance to take her through the car wash. So that is really high on my priority list. I need to get a pedicure. I want to go to the post office. I have some washing on, and I really just need to do a lot of running around to get all of those little life admin things done so that I can reset my house for the busy work week ahead, because I'm actually in concept phase for my client's project, and they're really great clients. I'm really enjoying working with them, and I'm very excited because I have in front of me literally just pages and pages of sketches that I'm doing at the moment, and that's kind of my initial brain dump of how I just sort of spatially start to plan things around and get them out of the way. So there's going to be a couple of different passes for concept. Like, just to give you guys an idea, concept phase for a project, maybe like small resi and that kind of thing, sort of takes anywhere between like 4 to 6 weeks. And that's just because there's a lot of research to be done. There are bits of information that need to come and trickle back in from like a land surveyor and stuff like that. So I'm just getting through all of those bits and pieces, which is very exciting. I'm actually in love with this project, and I've been collecting finishes and all sorts of things, but that aside, I really need to go down and get my car so I can head out for the day. So let's get going. Before I go, I do have one thing to show you, which is my new glasses. So I actually picked these up on the weekend. I went into store and ordered them 2 weeks ago, just from Bailey Nelson, but I knew I hadn't used my health benefits for this year. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go in and get new glasses because I keep misplacing mine. I don't know where I keep putting them, but it's driving me nuts. I think that I had one of my favorite pairs, which are like these clear and gold ones. I think they're called the Jackie, and I wore them in my branding photo shoot, and I swear I've left them either at that studio that day or they're just at home at my parents' house on the Gold Coast, which is very annoying. So I'm gonna have to get Mum to have a look and see if she can post them to me. But I managed to get 2 different pairs on my health benefit. I think I paid like a $49 Gap or whatever, which is why I usually just go to one of those sort of stores. But I'll show you, I can do a little try on. You guys have to let me know which is your favorite. So I got these ones because I thought these were really architecty. They're like a little bit nice, black, thin frames, and they sit really nicely because I used to have a titanium pair like this and they would always get stuck on my hair, but I thought these were kind of a cool look if I'm doing some of my business meetings and I wanted a little bit more of a black glasses to go with a really chic kind of outfit. So that's pair number 1. And the other ones are, I think like, oh, sorry. I have like a staple one called the Helena from Bailey Nelson as well. And I used to have these years ago and I really think they are underrated. I actually quite like them. They're a pink clear glasses, and I just thought these were really nice, like quite oversized sort of ones for a little bit of everyday sort of wear. So I think I'm going to use these and pop them down in my car because I do need glasses now when I drive at night, because I just think the is it like prism or whatever it's called, like the bit where the stars, traffic lights and things look like stars because your eyes are kind of seeing a little bit wider. So I wanted to get a pair that I keep in my car at all times when I'm driving at night. But anyway, that's the 2 new pairs of glasses. So actually let's get going now. Otherwise I'm not going to get anything done for the day and I have a massive to-do list ahead of me. It's so nice and clean. I cannot believe I put that off for so long. Next stop now is probably the post office and my pedicure because they're kind of next door to each other. I just got back and I actually had a beautiful little delivery waiting for me in the lobby of my building. It's from this place in Armadale called Tenderest Studio, and I'm just working with them over on Instagram to do a little bit of a collab with one of their beautiful pieces. It's very simple and very my style, and I really love adding great staple wardrobe pieces in like this. So it's always hard to show black on camera, but it's a beautiful silk slip dress and it is just the most gorgeous material, and it has these beautiful thin spaghetti straps. I actually have a dress like this from, I think, ASOS from years and years ago, and I still have it in my wardrobe and I always wear it, and that's just a satin slip. It's not a proper silk slip like this, and I always get so many compliments on it. They go with everything. I usually pair mine with like white sneakers if I'm dressing it down, or a nice boot if I'm dressing it up, but this is the brand, so I'll just leave it in the description box down below in case anyone's keen, because I think it's great to support some really beautiful local designers. And I got this in a size 8 and it's cut on the bias, so you can definitely just go with your size. You don't need to worry about sizing up or down. I was like a little bit concerned that it might be tight across the bust, but it fits me perfectly. So if you're looking at your own sizing, and I thought the pricing was really reasonable as well considering it's full silk. I also dropped into Storehouse Thrift, which is a really good thrifting store on Chapel Street. So if you're ever in the area, definitely go in and check it out. They have heaps of good things and pretty generous prices. So I picked up 2 things from there and I'll show you. First thing was this teddy jacket in beige, and it was only $15. I just thought it would be nice to have to wear with like my gym gear or just around home or something. I kind of really like this style. I know these were in a little while ago, but I feel like they always make a comeback every winter season, and this was just the perfect color, the perfect snuggly texture, and it's sort of like a bomber style cropped jacket, which is exactly what I was looking for to kind of pair with like high-waisted tights and my activewear underneath, just to be really cozy and warm. So that was a really good find, but the next piece was actually a really unique kind of find, so I was very happy with that. The second piece I thrifted was this jumper from Chic, so nothing old, but someone must have had it in their wardrobe and just didn't really know like how to style it, or maybe didn't want it, because to me it seems completely brand new, especially because it's white and it has no marks on it or anything, but it's got this beautiful kind of floral embroidery that sort of sticks out in a little bit of a 3D way, and the jumper itself is in that beautiful soft fluffy material, and I just thought this was gorgeous. So it was $30, but when I looked it up online it was $130 brand new, so literally $100 cheaper than buying in store. And it's really cute just as a really nice like oversized cardigan that's just got, you know, a little bit of something going on with the white flowers. But I also thought this would look amazing paired with like black high-waisted pants and like belted across here, so you could kind of like cinch it in as more of like a top instead of just wearing it as a cardigan. But I was absolutely in love with this, and I thought that was such a good find for $30. Last thing I picked up was a package from H&M. So I ended up ordering some Chelsea boots. This is the style if you need to see, and of course my big shoe size, I wear a 41 in boots normally, and I just thought I would try this style out. I actually really love these kind of boots, and I've got a similar pair which you might have seen me wear sometimes that are all laced up the front, but I thought it might be nice to get a sort of plain looking pair. But unfortunately I won't be able to try these on since I've literally just had a pedicure done, but they are real leather upper, I think, and then like rubber sole and everything, and they were $150, but I got them for $143 because I had a couple of discount vouchers. So I think these will be really perfect. They're kind of like high enough to sort of fit over jeans and things, but yeah, just a good casual pair of boots to kick around in the winter months. I also got this random white mystery parcel from the post office, so I'm gonna open that up and see what's in there. So it's actually a package of a couple of random things from Shein. Forever ago, if you guys have been around here for a while, I made a random video just reviewing some of their homewares, and now it seems like they just kind of send me things from time to time. So didn't ask for it, but kind of handy. So this one looks to be a little wall light. So I think you can peel off that and attach it to the wall, and it's like a little rechargeable torch that you can kind of, oh, hang on, the light's coming out of there. Sorry, I didn't mean to shine that at you guys, but oh, this is actually really cool. So I could put that like near my front door, I guess, and then, yeah, and it sticks on the wall like that. So whenever you get home, you could just like lift it off if you needed a torch to carry around. So I actually really like that. That's very handy. It's in this kind of like fake timber sort of look. So anyway, if I can find a link to it, I will post it in the description box. I also got this bag, which I think is like a little travel bag, I suppose, which will come in handy because I'm actually planning some travels for later this year. So it just looks like a nice little beige duffel bag. So I actually might get some use out of that as my carry-on sort of bag. Oh no, I've turned the light on again. And this one is actually in this like, I don't know if you can see, it's like a fake looking leather grain. And it's a desk lamp, which again is really handy because I actually don't have a lamp over on my new desk. So assuming it's charged, I might be able to show you. I don't know if this is like, oh, hang on, the on button's here. No? Oh, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm assuming I will be able to get this to work. If not, I'll have to charge it up or something. But that's actually quite nice and modern looking as well. And it seems to swivel around and everything. So I think I will actually get use out of all of these. So yeah, I will try and post the links if I can find them. Now it's time for some lunch and I'm absolutely starving. So I knew I already thought this one ahead because Mondays for me are typically a little bit chaotic. There's a lot to do in terms of working on my business, but also just doing a few personal things that I maybe don't get to on the weekend because I'm usually spending my time with Jazz. So I actually just picked up some sushi last night from Woolworths because I'm back on the sushi train. I'm really into it. I even took myself out for a little solo dinner date the other week and just went to a sushi train nearby. So I have my own ginger as well. I'll show you which one I use because I think this is really yummy, but I'm just going to plate that up for lunch and then I will get back into my planning. This is a sushi ginger that I really like. It's from Butterham Ginger and it's really, really nice. I find it a bit probably healthier, I suppose, than like the pink colored pickled sushi. I just think this is a bit more natural and it's really, really nice. And this is going to be my lunch, just some salmon and avocado sushi with a little bit of that sushi ginger. And I'm probably just going to have some water, to be honest, because I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated. I've also been binge watching the new season of Selling Sunset. It's up to season 6 now and I am just obsessed with this show. This is definitely my guilty pleasure. I just love the drama and I love seeing all of the houses, of course. So I'm going to pop an episode on while I sit here and have lunch. So I've just been spending the afternoon sitting here doing a couple of emails and just tapping those out to make sure I get everything sent off fresh on a Monday so I can get responses in this week. But now I'm actually doing something really exciting that I haven't done in years, which is planning an overseas trip. So I am very, very pumped for this. I'm not sure if I've ever really talked about it that much on this channel, but prior to meeting Jazz, I was single for quite a while, like throughout my 20s, and I did so much solo traveling. I actually went to 36 countries and all bar one was by myself, like just backpacking and traveling around. I sort of did a bit of a blend of like staying in hostels or hotels or joining tours here and there, but it was a very fun time and I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm absolutely love traveling. Like it's definitely one of my strengths, planning things. I love planning and organizing and writing lists and doing itineraries and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited to be actually planning something again for this year because last year kind of seemed a little bit premature to like be traveling the world after everything that happened. And I think the prices were just like a little bit crazy and I was worried about it being so busy everywhere and all of that kind of stuff. So I think things have calmed down enough now, but we actually have a couple of reasons for traveling overseas. So this will be Jazz and I's first overseas trip together, and he is actually a best man in a wedding in Mexico, and then my sister, who lives in San Francisco, is having a little baby girl. So that's going to be kind of around like August, September. So that's sort of what we're mostly planning around, like those two events, which just so happen to fall within a week or so of each other, which is really cool because I didn't really kind of plan to be going over for my sister's baby. I would have probably just visited after, but if I can be there really soon after, that would be really fun because I never got to meet her son when he was a baby. I actually only met him at Christmas last year when he's already 3 because of all of that kind of difficulty with traveling overseas. So that's kind of the plan. I don't really know exactly where we're gonna go or what we're gonna do. So thankfully I'm definitely in a little bit of a different financial position than I was when I was first doing my travels all those years ago. So hostels are firmly off the cards. I think it's really, really fun and a great way to travel and meet people in your 20s, but I have done my fair share of shared rooms with people and I'm finished with that. Like, I don't mind a budget hotel and like saving money here and there, but I literally refuse to do that. And I would also kind of like to stay in a blend of like hotels and Airbnbs just to get a little bit more of like a local vibe. So I don't really know what we'll end up doing, but I feel like a round the world ticket could be a real possibility just due to the fact that we want to do Europe and America. So when we're in San Fran, I really want to go to Yosemite National Park. Like, I have always wanted to go there. I see so many beautiful photos and I'm hoping it's like not too hectic when we're there because from what I've read so far online, I think August and September is like the high season or like peak season for visiting the park, but whatever, you do what you do. I assume there'll just be like a bit of traffic and whatnot, but you just kind of plan around that. And the other thing would be maybe visiting like Tulum again when we're in Mexico, because I actually have no idea where that is. I haven't sort of asked Jazz for like the rest of the details because it's his friend, so I don't know what part of Mexico we're going to, but I've been to Mexico before. I spent like 2 weeks there. I traveled around from Mexico City and I did like buses all the way through inland to like Oaxaca and then ended up in Playa del Carmen, and I actually did go to Tulum, but I only caught a bus down there for a day and went back. So it was phenomenal and the beaches and stuff were gorgeous, but I'm not really sure about like if it's as safe as it used to be because I think things have kind of like been on a little bit of decline just from what I've read. So might need to be a little bit careful with that kind of planning. But if you've been recently, please let me know because it's probably changed a lot since I was there in like 2018, I think it was. So yeah, and then in terms of Europe, I kind of really want to do more of Italy because I'm just obsessed with Italy. I think it's such a picturesque place and it would be really, really nice to go back there now and be able to do some of the coastline and stuff, because when I did Italy, that was like forever ago. I think it was like 2015 and that's almost 10 years now, I suppose. And it was mostly inland stuff I did. I sort of went to like, well, I did do Venice and Pisa, Rome, Florence, and I think that might be it because I was sort of just passing through. So I just did the main kind of touristy things, but I'd love to do a bit of the Amalfi Coast and I don't know. So if you've got a little bit of an itinerary for any of those bits of Italy, what you loved, what you hated, what you thought was really worthwhile, then definitely drop it in the comments because I'm heavily in the planning phase and haven't booked anything yet. So open to any and all feedback and just kind of considering where else to go. I think like Majorca and some of those bits of like Spain are really nice. I would probably love to go back to Portugal and in particular Porto. I would love to take Jazz there because I just think he would absolutely die. Like there's so many gorgeous cafes and bookstores and just the history and stuff there. And yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I don't necessarily like kind of backtracking and going to places I've already been just because obviously Europe is so far from Australia. So you kind of want to get like bang for your buck, and like I feel like I'm always chasing around and like wanting to go to like 1,000,001 places, so I'm trying to be a little bit more restrained this time and just chill and make sure it's an actual relaxing holiday and not too much go go go. But I mean, if I could, it would really be my dream to add on one or all of the following places. I don't know, because if we go later like August, September, it'll be a little bit cooler. So I would love to go to Egypt. It's been on my hit list for years and years and years. And I know that it's always got a travel warning on it, but like, I don't know, what are you gonna do? I know a few people have been recently and I've seen some travel vloggers go there, and I think provided you get like a local guide and you just, you know, are a little bit more sensible, then I think it should be okay. So that would be amazing, like Jordan and Petra, even like Cappadocia in Turkey or something, just any of those kind of really out of the box cultural places. I would love to add on one or all of those into the trip somehow. So I'm just kind of planning, thinking, doing, and I actually do also have a friend's 30th birthday in Mykonos, so I don't know if things can kind of all get tied in together or if I might have to kind of miss out on bits and pieces here and there, but that is what I'm doing. So I'm Pinteresting. I've got a Notion board where I'm like kind of planning things out that I can share, and yeah, that's kind of where the process is up to. So I'm gonna sit here and enjoy that, probably pop my little floor heater on. But thank you guys for spending the day with me. It's been very productive, and now it's got a bit of an enjoyable end to it while I just tap away and do some of this travel planning. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me